Coach Speed of Peak Performance Personal Training, and today what we're going to do is walk through a training session for a football-specific athlete. So we're in our off-season phase. We're going to start with a dynamic warm-up. We're going to go through a back squat, a power clean, a Romanian deadlift, finish it off with some box jumps and some plyometric work, and then end up with a light cool down with some bands and some foam rolling.
This warm-up is a primer for our muscles and is meant to wake up the posterior chain, while also focusing on improving running form and increasing joint mobility. After Matt performs the calisthenics, he is going to do some goblet squats. While he's moving through the range of motion, he is spending more times in the tight areas, and he is also touching on something that is very important, his feet, and finding his pinky toe, midfoot, and heel. And again, with this warm-up, we're keeping it simple. We really just want to focus on the quality of the movement and really just prepare the body for the activities that follow, not do anything that's going to take away from that. As you can see here, Matt is performing an A-skip. This is a basic drill that's going to help develop our lower leg strength while also encouraging knee lift and promoting an efficient foot strike. So those are the main things that we want him to focus on here. Next, Matt is going to perform butt kicks. This is a great exercise to, again, wake up the posterior chain and really focus on hamstring recruitment. The final exercise of our warm-up is the goblet squat. Matt is focused on his cues here of finding his midfoot, gripping the floor with his toes, as he's about to point out here to you, and kind of bouncing in and out of the range of motion. He may shift his weight from side to side. He may go faster and slower. Okay. But it's big about kind of finding the different sticking points of the muscles, of the lift, of the range of motion, and working through the tightness or soreness that he may have. So this is a great way to work on his depth, while improving range of motion.
Okay, so our first lift is going to be the back squat. We're going to establish kind of coming off of our warm-up. So we're going to stay with just the bar. Okay, and again, this is kind of we're going to stay with the bar, and this is just kind of a continuation of our warm-up before we start loading and get into the next phase of the lifts. Okay, so Matt's going to approach the bar and establish his stance. He wants his feet to be shoulder width apart, maybe slightly wider. He wants the bar to be chest level in the rack. Okay, so he's going to squat down under the bar. And he's going to kind of wiggle and get himself in a position where he feels comfortable and where he's going to be through the range of motion of the lift. Okay. He's going to roll and lock in his lats here. Take a breath. Okay. He's going to step out of the rack. And again, take that slight step back and establish his position in the rack where he wants to be through the lift. Okay. So the first thing that he's going to do is open up his hips. So his knees are going to slightly come out. And then he's going to start hinging back and dropping down and sitting into the squat. Okay, as he's doing this, he wants to focus on these 3 points of contact at the big toe, pinky toe, and heel. Okay, and as we get loaded, we really want to focus on keeping the chest up. Okay, so he's going to come up and bring that bar pack straight up and down over his midfoot. Okay, he's going to again establish that breath, keep that tight core, and get that nice and slow hinge, because this again is just kind of a continuation of our warm-up, just to wake up this posterior chain. Okay. As we go here, we're eccentric through the bottom, and then the bar path and the speed can continue to grow a little bit. Just to, again, establish that and mind-muscle connection. Nice little knee pop. Yep. So as Matt's getting ready to approach the rack and step under the bar, he's going to think about 3 things. Okay, he's first going to establish his base, so he wants to make sure that his feet are shoulder width apart. Okay. The bar is at his chest level. As he ducks under, he's going to lock in his lats, okay, and establish that position where he wants the bar to be. Okay, he's going to take minimal steps as he comes out of the rack, okay, not to waste any energy, and to keep ourselves in that first position. Okay, the first thing that he's going to do is open up his hips by taking his knees slightly out, and then he's going to take them forward. Okay, as he sits the weight back, thinking about this foot position, he's trying to balance like a tripod in his foot. So he has the big toe, the pinky toe, and the heel as his points of contact. And as he's doing that, he's trying to grip the floor underneath it. Okay, and his next cue that we want to look at is to spread the floor. So as he goes down, he's trying to push the floor underneath his feet out away from him. Okay, another way to think about this is say there's a bunched up towel there and we're trying to spread the towel apart. Okay, as he's doing this, the last thing that he's thinking about is focusing on is keeping his chest up, okay, keeping a nice natural curve in his spine and the bar path. We want the bar to go straight up and mimic the path through his up and down through his midfoot. Okay. As we get a little bit heavier, you can maybe hear it, we're bracing the core. Okay, and we're taking a good, nice, deep breath at the top. Okay, we're using that breath as needed as we come up through the sticking points of the squat. Okay. So we're going to approach the bar the same way we would with the deadlift. Okay, we want our feet to be shoulder width, maybe slightly wider. Hands are going to be maybe a thumb's width outside of shoulder width. Again, a common mistake is around the back. So we're going to make sure that we drop the butt, bring the shoulders back a little bit. Okay, we're going to bring it up into the hang position. Okay. From here, okay, we're going to start that hinge. Again, paying attention that we're keeping that curve in the back. Okay. At the same time here, as we're going to pull the bar up. At the same time, trying to shrug and throw the hips back. Okay. So at the same time, we want this shrug and this pull action to happen as we're rolling the shoulders back and getting into our shrug. Okay. From here, we're going to jump. Okay, we're going to catch the bar at chest level in a slight squat, and then stand up and lock those hips back out. Okay, so one more time. We'll look at a good hinge, a slight jump. At the same time, the hips come back, the shoulders are shrugging backwards. Okay, and again, we catch the bar at a slight squat position. We want our elbows to be up, okay, and we want to try to rest that bar against our delts. The big cue here, right, is the timing. Okay, we want to really focus on the same time as, again, those hips are coming back, okay, the shoulders are coming back, and that bar is being pulled up to the chest. So the bar path stays straight, and we're getting that hinge and movement through the hips and the shoulders. Okay. Our third lift of the cycle is going to be the Romanian deadlift. So Matt's going to approach the bar. Okay, he's going to establish his foot in hand position. Okay. He wants the bar to stay close to his center of gravity. Again, we talked about it earlier. We're going to make sure that we don't round our backs, so we want to bend our knees. Okay, getting a little bit of that hinge in. Okay, as we pull, we're pushing the bar away from the floor. We're not trying to pull it, we're pushing with our feet away from the floor. We're bringing it up. Okay, we lock the hips out, big chest, and a good hinge. Again, focus on keeping the bar as close to our body or our center of gravity as possible. A big touch, and we want to explode back up. Okay. Again, using that breath like we talked about earlier, a tight core, and again, establishing that same consistent position with our foot, with our chest, with our hand position. Head is up. Shoulders are rolled back, big chest at the top. Okay. And you're using that hinge, again, like I said, a good cue here is to push the weight, push the bar away from the floor. So the last way here, we're going to look at improving Matt's vertical jump. So we're going to start on the box. Okay. We're going to go into a depth squat. Okay. So as we drop here, we're going to drop into a good depth squat. And then we're going to violently throw ourselves forward by shooting our hips and throwing our arms up to the ceiling so that we can, again, work on that, improving that stretch shortening cycle. Okay, so he's going to take the step, like he's just going to step off onto the box onto the floor. Okay, as he goes down, he's going to forward in his leg. Okay, and then he's going to shoot up, again, shooting his hips and throwing his hands up above his head. Okay, so one more time here, Matt's he's going to step up. We're going to stay fully up on the box. Okay, we're going to take that step forward. As we step and our weight takes us down, we're going to drop into a good depth squat and then shoot up into the air. Okay, again, establish our position, standing straight up here in the box. Okay, we take it one step as we kind of fall down. All right, we absorb it into our legs and then we shoot back up. Okay, and then not do one, just straight through it. Okay, lastly here we're going to go a full speed version. So here you go, Matt. Takes that motion, steps down, great depth into a squat, and then maybe as soon as he hits, he's going to explode, as we can see there, straight up in the air. Those tight spots and hitting those stiff and tight points. Okay, so as he's going here, this leg is relaxed, this leg is his work leg. He's using that to push and work up and down the foam roller. Yeah, he may point his toe in, he may roll his leg out, just depending on wherever we feel the stiffness, the tightness, and the soreness. And give a little of that soft tissue work, get the blood flowing in and help aid the recovery. So again, we're going to work that all the way up and down the posterior chain, hitting the quads, glutes, hamstrings, and T-veins. We're going to do this for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once we're done here, okay, we're going to move into some band stretching. So as Matt finishes up there on his other quad, okay, we're going to flip around and do a seated position, and then we're going to walk through a couple band stretches. So we're going to start the cool down here with a little band stretching. So the first thing we're going to do is get a good tight secure wrap around the foot. Okay. That's going to take this, he's going to walk his leg out here, get some tension against the band. Okay. And he's going to bring his leg up nice and slow, get a good stretch. Okay. Once he gets to about his normal range of motion, okay, he's going to give me a little resistance, and I'm going to push it a little bit further past his normal range. Okay. We're going to do that just a little static hold here for maybe 5-10 seconds. As I release off the pressure, he's going to keep the tension in the band, keeping the legs straight and lowering, and getting a good stretch here on the way back down. As soon as he gets to the bottom, he's going to kind of quickly come back up. Okay, again, we're going to establish where his normal range of motion is, and just go a little bit beyond that. Now, we work the quad in, we're going to work out a little bit and kind of work on opening up the glutes and the groin. I'm going to get a little stretch out here. And again, the same thing. Okay, he's going to feel where his normal range of motion is, and I'm going to take him slightly beyond that. And we're going to hold that position for about 5 to 10 seconds. Bring it back up. Okay, and lower it back down to that starting position. Okay, we're going to do that on both sides. Okay, we're also going to do this similar thing here. Okay, get the hamstrings. One more time. Okay. And work out here again. And we're just listening to Matt wherever he feels comfortable. We don't want to go beyond where we're overstretching and straining. My girlfriend last night. You have to cut that out. Okay.
Hopefully this gives us an idea as to what a typical lower body training session would look like for a football specific athlete. This workout was designed specifically to improve lower body strength, power, and to train the stretch shortening cycle in order to improve the vertical jump. These are the things that we really want to focus on improving and hope that they translate onto the field. So on top of the normal work, okay, of this, the agility work that would be done on top of this, and the player-specific or skill-specific drills that we'd want to incorporate in an off-season program. Again, we want to train at about 85 to 90% of the 1-rep max, so that we're fatigued, we're pushing ourselves, and we're inhibiting, like I said, the muscular growth and the muscular hypertrophy, in order to add mass and, again, be bigger, faster, stronger as we prepare to come into the demands that are a typical football season. So again, hopefully this gives us an idea as to what a training session would look like. If you have any